Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about this week's astrology. And it's also this month's astrology. It's August. We're in a new month. We're in a new time. Wow, where did the time go? So we will begin with today, Sunday. Today, Sunday, is the new moon. The new moon in Leo. This is a great time to treat yourself well. Leo rules your life force, your light. Leo rules your heart. Leo rules not only romance, but creativity. And it rules teaching as well as children. Leo rules play. So the big question, I would say, with this new moon in Leo, as we move towards the full moon in 14 days, is, are you playing enough? Are you being kind enough to the little child within you to play enough? This is an excellent time to do just that. While the new moon is in Leo, when have you done something to just relax and recreate? This is a good time to begin looking at that and planning that. Because not only is today the new moon, but at 11:56, that's 11:56 p.m., that's 4 minutes to midnight today, Mercury, the planet of communication, of conduits, therefore roadways. Mercury also has a great deal to do with health and medicine. Mercury will be going retrograde in one of its own signs. Mercury rules two signs, Gemini and Virgo. Mercury will be going retrograde in Virgo. So the emphasis will be on the things that Virgo rules. Details, practicality, health issues, also the self-care aspect of ourselves, because Mercury wants to know what we're doing to take care of ourselves, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. This Mercury retrograde is, as I said before, in the sign of Virgo, and Mercury retrogrades, very few people like them. However, we are stuck with them. So, Mercury retrogrades are often confusing. They're definitely the cause of many a misunderstanding, and they are the cause of a lot of electronic and electrical breakdowns. Whatever happens with your cell phone, your computers, your smart refrigerator, all of those things, your car, take deep breaths around everything. Take deep breaths around communication and around all the things that don't seem to be going well for you. Deep breaths, getting into an emotional state will not help you or the situation. Overreacting, and that's an interesting term, overreacting. Sometimes it's just discernment will tell you whether or not that's what you're doing. However, moving beyond what is most practical in the moment is not going to help you. When Mercury is in Virgo and when Mercury is retrograde, it's a good idea to pay attention to what is the most practical thing for me to do? What is the most practical way for me to proceed? Mercury retrograde in Virgo is going to give you an opportunity to review how you are when things go your way and when things don't go your way. The retrograde, all retrogrades insist, but especially Mercury retrograde insists that we slow down, that we assess the situation and the moment, and that we don't jump to conclusions, and that we review our lives. Review, retrograde. Although Mercury retrogrades are hard work, they are also great opportunities for us to reassess, redesign, replan, review, retreat into the truth of ourselves. And what we see there, if it doesn't work for us, then to realign ourselves with our true purpose, our true goals. So great for things that we normally don't take the time to do. We say we don't have the time, but it's mostly we don't take the time to do. And so Mercury retrograde happens 3 or 4 times a year. This year, 2024, we have 4 of them. We are now in our second one. So this will give us a chance, before we go into the fall season, this will give us a chance to really take a look at who we are and how we operate. and get whatever ducks we need to get in a row. Then on Monday, August 5th, the planet Venus, the planet of harmony, relationships, women, healing, money, balance. Venus enters the sign of Virgo. So that's a whole lot going on in Virgo. It's a whole lot going on in Mercury-ruled planets. So Venus enters Virgo. Now, Venus is more romantic than Virgo will ever be, because Virgo is a sign that pays attention to details. It really values that. Virgo loves practicality, and Virgo is very interested in health and caring for the self, and so is Venus, health and self-care. So during this time, Venus and Virgo will remind us that all of these things are important. Let's pay attention to the details of ourselves. Let's pay attention to the details of our lives and those around us. Who needs to be in our lives? Who doesn't need to be in our lives? It's a time of harmony. It's a time of balance because Venus is involved. It's a time of details, and it's a time of cleaning up and cleaning out because Virgo is involved. So what works? Support it, keep it. What doesn't work, let it go on to its next assignment. And that also goes for people. That's a little bit more difficult for us to do, but just as important. So then on Wednesday, we have the planet Mercury. We're dealing with Mercury a lot this week because we're going to be dealing with it a lot this month. The planet Mercury, which has by then gone retrograde, we're dealing with that coming together with, we call that conjunction, coming together with the planet Venus. And we talked about Venus before. A lot of Mercury, Venus, Virgo energy. Mercury rules our thoughts, how we communicate, how we get about. Venus rules our feelings, our relationships, our emotions. So this is a great time to harmonize your thoughts, your emotions, and your values. This is very important for you to just stop and pay attention to what's going on. Who am I? What do I value? What is important to me? So it's not just on Wednesday, August 7th. There's the run-up to it, which starts today, Sunday, and moves us right to Wednesday, the peak, and then another 2 or 3 days after that. So just pay attention to who's in your world, pay attention to who's in your life, and pay attention to how they're moving and operating in your world and your life. And one person we don't always include with that is ourselves. Pay attention to how you're operating in your own life. Pay attention to whether or not you're supporting yourself or not. And if you aren't, get on board and support yourself. If you are, congratulate yourself and support yourself even more. This is a great time to ask yourself, are my beliefs supporting my values? And from the tiniest little thing to the grandest thing, are my beliefs supporting my values? This is important. So it's a good time, too, to make long-range plans and do long-range research for the things that you want in your future. So as we move towards, we are already in the second half of 2024, and as we move towards the end of the year, this is a good midway point for us to assess, and then as we assess, to plan and research how we're going to move forward. So on that note, I will say goodbye. Have a great time. Remember, when Mercury is retrograde, no big ticket items, no houses, no cars, no designer purses, designer clothes. Not a good time to purchase any of those. But as I said before, a great time for the spa, for massage, for self-care, and for rethinking the plans of your life. Bye.